Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this special meeting of the Housing Committee. I would remind all attendees that this meeting is being recorded and webcast live on the Council's YouTube channel. I have agreed the attendance of some members remotely and would remind all remote attendees to mute their microphones when not speaking. For any members of the public watching, please note that all the public committee reports, including details of specific recommendations, are available on the Council's website. Apologies for absence.
Thank you, Convener. We have apologies from Councillor Boyd and Councillor Journal, with Councillor Brace substituting for Councillor Journal.
Any declarations of interest and statements of transparency? Councillor Doran.
Thanks. Yeah, just a statement of transparency as a representative for Monteith and Sidlaw, obviously speaking with constituents who have been affected by RAC throughout this time.
Councillor Melville.
Yeah, just very much the same, Convener.
Anybody else, Craig?
Yes, I may as well be the same as Councillor Melville and Councillor Doran. Thank you, Convener.
Councillor Whiteside.
Yeah, like the others, I don't think it's actually strictly necessary. None of us have a financial interest or a specific personal interest, but just for transparency, I will add my name.
Thanks very much. Item number 3, update in connection with Angus Council homes featuring reinforced autoclaved aerated concrete rack in Milton Street, Monteith. Mr Daly is going to present.
Thank you, Convener. This report provides an update on the outcome of the consultation undertaken with households affected by RAC in Milton Street, Monteith. The report recommends progressing with a pilot project of roof replacement on council-owned properties to test the feasibility of successfully jointing new and existing roof finishes. The works align with the preferred option from the options appraisal that was approved at the Special Council meeting on the 8th of May 2025. Members are also asked to agree that if the pilot is successful, officers will continue with roof replacements on council-owned homes in line with procurement policy and capital plan approval processes. If the pilot is not successful, officers will bring a further report to committee setting out alternative options for consideration. Finally, members are asked to agree that officers investigate potential financial and non-financial support options for private owners whose properties are located in terraces that include Angus Council stock to support the Council's preferred option of full roof replacement. A detailed proposal setting out the scope, costs and funding implications will then be brought back to this committee for approval following further engagement with private owners. I would highlight that the report demonstrates the considerable work undertaken by officers to engage directly with affected households and to identify the most practical and technically sound solution. This proactive approach demonstrates our commitment to tackling this complex issue and to take reasonable and responsible measures to address the understandable concerns of residents. While the challenges are significant, the steps outlined today reflect our determination to support those affected in a fair and practical manner. Thank you, Convener.
Thank you, Mr Daly. Any comments or questions? Oh, questions first, sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Just wanted to raise a question about what the next steps would be for engagement with people either during and or after the pilot, if it is approved today. Thank you.
I would refer to my colleague Claire Greenhill from our housing team for that one.
Thanks, Councillor Doran. We've got communication ready to go out, and we've got different letters depending on the situation for those that might be involved in the pilot, the owners that we've spoke to, those not within our block. So those letters are all ready to go. We're hoping to get them out on Thursday. In terms of as we move through the pilot, we'd probably be looking to re-engage with owners once we have the actual costs, etc. back. Because without that information, it's really difficult to have any conversations with them, and we'll be updating our tenants regularly as we go along that as well. So we're ready to go on Thursday with that communication.
Thanks very much. Any further questions? Councillor Speed.
Yeah, thank you. It is a question, but it probably is just seeking assurances with regards to the planning of the pilot and some of the concerns that were raised, in particular those households with a disability or health condition or caring or adaptation. And I trust that that will be have been given serious consideration, and that any of the moves involving those households will be given good consideration.
Thanks, Councillor Speed. Yeah, we've got all that information, so we're kind of being proactive about when we might need to be looking at decant, etc., for people's needs. We've also got up-to-date information on people's power of attorneys, family contacts for those vulnerable people that the conversation's difficult with. So we're in contact with those family members, and we've got, the confirmation that we're allowed to discuss their case, etc., with them. So we've got all that information up to date.
Okay, and I know that you have successfully supported kind of decants, in the past very successfully. And again, just assurances that you'll be working with the Health and Social Care Partnership and other agencies just to make sure that that is as smooth a situation as possible.
Yeah, we engaged with them obviously when we started in consultation in the summertime, so we have all that information. We refreshed the list with the partnership just to make sure we've got up-to-date information on who people's carers are, what support's going in, how their needs might have changed that might affect any future decant for them as well.
Thanks very much. Councillor Whiteside.
Thanks, Convener. First of all, I'd really like to commend officers for the approach they've taken during this very serious issue. I think contacting people one-to-one is by far the best in the circumstances, and I think the tenants and owners who've engaged really appreciate it. In some ways it's surprising that not everybody has engaged, given the worry that's around this issue. I'm just wondering if any of those people who haven't engaged yet, are they causing any concern regarding where their properties are placed within blocks, if they're in the middle of council properties, for example, and they haven't yet, do we have any in that situation?
Thanks, Councillor Whiteside. We do have ones in that situation, but our plan is to try and re-engage with them as we move through this process. And once we have that, more information about the actual costs, etc. We're not planning just because you've not engaged with us in the summertime that's it. We're going to keep trying to engage with those owners.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Any further questions? No. We'll move on to comments. Any comments? Councillor Dorn.
Thank you. As mentioned, as a representative for Monifeith and Sidlaw, that I just wanted to say fully support the considered approach that's been outlined today, and it's really been built on the engagement with people who are impacted by the RAC. I just want to recognise the concerns and worries of the residents in Milton Street who have been living with this uncertainty around it, and just welcome that, yeah, it is a really considered approach that will take this pilot forward. I'd want to make sure that there is communication after the pilot and when it is done, so that people know what the next steps are, and really welcome the proposal in the report that officers have taken to investigate the financial and non-financial support options that might be available for people who might not be council tenants as well, because I think that is really important. And wanted to put that on record to note that and to encourage people to obviously support this report. Thanks.
Thanks very much, Councillor Dorn. Councillor Melville.
I want to associate myself with Councillor Doran's remarks. I think the key thing that we have a full suite of options that are available to people to access if they can't access the capital, for instance, that they might require to join in the work. I think it's also important that we keep the door open, and I'm glad that we've had that assurance. We keep the door open to people that once the pilot has started, if they want then to consider opting into the council scheme, they can do. And I think it is likely that once that work has started and people can see it and it's tangible, that they then might feel more confidence in that. So that's really good. And absolutely back up the comments about communication. It's important that that's two-way. We continue speaking to tenants, homeowners, residents, and they're able to continue speaking to us when circumstances change or things happen. So it's really important. And I'm really glad we're at this stage now.
Thanks very much, Councillor Melville. Councillor Gregg.
Thank you, Convener. Just to echo what's already been said, I think our officers need to be commended for the work that they've done, taking that personal approach, not just with our own tenants, but with the owner-occupiers as well, and the commitment to continue to engage with them after the pilot, because people may change their mind once they see what's been done and how that works. So I think that's really, really important, and I'm pleased to see the commitment from that. So thank you to all the housing officers and the departments involved. They've done a huge amount of work, which has helped make us stand out against some of the other local authorities having the same issue. The approach that we've taken, I think, was the right one to do, and I'm very pleased to see that continue.
Thanks, Councillor Gregg. Councillor Fotheringham.
Thank you, Convener. I'll keep this short because my 3 ward colleagues have already spoken, and Councillor Gregg, but I would just as well for working face to face with the council tenants and owner occupiers, and I look forward to, as a former building surveyor, having a look at the pilot scheme when the roofs are finished, and I'm sure the residents of Milton Street will too. So thank you to everyone.
Thanks very much, Councillor Fotheringham. Councillor Clark, didn't see you at the back.
Thanks, Convener. I'm not personally involved, just like my ward colleagues, so I'll not repeat anything that's been said. The only thing that I would say is that the bad press that's surrounded us right across the board, coming from Aberdeen, etc., all the way down, and I think it's very important that this council and others get the chance to showcase what they can really do. I've got complete faith, as I normally do, but having no personal experience of this, even in the position before that I had, I can just really look forward to the pilot. The things that have been said about non-council tenants are even more important. We have to show that we're right behind them as well, and we're doing that. So I think, once again, Angus showcases what it can do, and I have to commend that. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Councillor Clark. So recommendations, they're lengthy, so I'm not going to read them out. They're all in front of you. So are they all agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you very much.
Can we stop the stream, please?